What is this? What is this? Some face profile effigy logo with a turntable and just the abyss, the yin yang. What is going on? The secret to creativity. Digital studios.
So I need you to answer a question. You only have 5 seconds to respond, and you can have as many answers as you like. Ready? How many uses can you think of for this brick?
Right. So when you say, "Oh, well, obviously it's a Lego," so it's for Lego, right? But then she's gonna say, "Oh, what do you think of how many other people answered? That's creativity." Is that what she's gonna say?
This is an alternative uses test. They're used to measure creative thinking and how flexible people are in approaching a task. Here's one of the tests I prepared earlier.
Yeah, you could make very interesting cookie patterns, I guess.
She's
You
holding
could
up a
use
red
it like
ball.
you would a domino in a Rube Goldberg machine.
You could put it in a tin can and make a rattle out of it.
Where creativity comes
Exactly.
from has mystified us for centuries.
Has mystified us. You mean just seeing and then living? What are you talking about? Who knew that you could make tools and do all these things and then find function and use for things? But serving what exactly? Because what use is it to create something with a function if it's not that which is truth? Or life for that matter. So what are you saying?
Throughout history, we believe creativity was rare and seen in a small elite. Professional painters,
Wow, could it be because people had certainty and knew? What people are gonna say? Wow, this person is so creative. He makes little shoes. Wow, who knew that? Who knew that a shoe could be created? Who knew? Yet that's somehow just creativity. Wow, who knew? That could be said anything that you called so-called technology or that was man-made. It's serving a certain function into our behavior. So let's just say that certain things that man makes are in function with life. And who giveth a damn with what it is? It's thriving. It's giving relentlessly forward. And yes, you're using it for a particular alleviance or some utility to build in accordance to what your image or some other image or this. Oh, it's just all so creative. Let's have it all. Do as thou wilt. Yay! But I still believe in masters and ruling class and divisions and equity and equity and all this massive justice. What's going on?
poets, performers, and musicians. For a long time, creativity was an enigma beyond the reach of science.
Beyond the reaches of science, creativity. So all of a sudden, creativity is paintings, architecture, what? Sculptors. Oh, it's just so creative. All functions of man's hand, under man's will, in a sense. But no man-made thing will save man, and no man can save himself. So what are you saying? Creativity? You mean the fantastical realm that pushes you relentlessly forward, thinking that you're just gonna art your way till the oblivion? What is going on?
But today we know that it takes creativity to solve problems. It's an aspect of human intelligence. We find creativity in architecture, science,
So all of a sudden, creativity is problem solving.
engineering, and even in nature. Creativity is everywhere, and in the past few decades there have been dozens of studies exploring it using brain.
Right. Who knew life everlastingly? Who knew life bringeth forth relentlessly? Yet you pursue a notion of living forever in the fleshly sense, as creating a future and a legacy and all this void purpose. Right? What are you talking about? Creativity is everywhere. Life everlasting is everywhere. It is the purpose. And what you think you can craft and, have Thursday craft nights and all this nonsense, it's just, oh, let your creativity be seen, be heard. Yay! You're so creative. Wow! You can sew and you can put colors together. Wow! You can make this and make that. Wow! Who giveth a damn? If that's the only way you seek reward and seek fulfillment, you're bashed. You're led astray. Led astray. To be feasted on by yourself and others, feasting on you, and you are relentlessly bashing your chest, thinking you're so empowered, all the while relentlessly beating the life everlasting out of you.
Imaging technology. We found you don't just use the left or right hemisphere of your brain when you're thinking creatively. There isn't one single brain area or circuit for creativity.
Of course, because it's all down to the left and the right. Split, split. You're split. You're split. And of course, all the stone cutters and all the inscribers of man's story and man's will. That is the belief. This is alchemy. Unifying the brain somehow to smash as one, and you are enlightened. Oh! Wow, what bash? I mean, this is worshipping of the bash. Worship of the bash. Split. Just because you can split and call things your name and see how the light passes through, all of a sudden, I believe it's this and that and the other. No, whoa! And because you probed and defiled and just experimented relentlessly on flesh and just on the living, now you feel like, wow, yes, we know. We know nothing. All you know is just bashhood. Groundhog Day, the perpetuity of false promise. That's all you know. All guided by some image of how intelligent and smart you are, and how, wow, you're just equipped with so much knowledge and power. But oh, how do I go out there and do something? Do the right thing. Well, you have choices. You join different bodies of corpses that are dying and feeding off each other to the cause of your choosing. Whichever feels good to you. Whichever feels good. And don't worry, you won't be pressured into joining any of these from the world. No, because any of them go, right? No, you have to join certain ones. Otherwise, you'll be creating creative suicide or societal suicide or whatever the bash they say. So what is creativity if just nonsense? Into giving you a sense of creative power. Man cannot create anything. Man is here to see through the generations of generations. For that generation where the truth is undeniable of man's fall in thinking he could create his own image, all the while being deceived by thinking he was void of what he always had. Wow.
Professional artists suffering from damage to different brain regions continue to produce art showing similar creativity. Over 40 different brain areas are involved in creativity.
Oh, 40! Just a number! Yay!
I could list them all for you, but your mind might start to wander. Which might be a good thing. Humans spend an average of 30% of our day engaged in mind wandering.
Mind wandering. What is that? The abyss? No, it's wondering. What, 30%? Alright, let's...
A lot of these studies say that mind wandering helps get our creativity flowing. But why? How can we not pay attention and manage to hit on an idea that's just right? Some scientists think that mind wandering might distract you.
Right, just smash into something that's right? What's going on? That wondering actually inspires creativity. Wow, who knew that blasting into the abyss would just boast you and give you some just show you whatever it is you want to see. Just show you. Yes. And all of a sudden, wow, I see, I know what I must go out and create. Yay! What are you talking about?
You from your perceived obstacles, or it may allow your subconscious to keep working on the problem without your higher cognitive functions getting involved.
Right, your higher cognitive. So what? You're going to lower cognitive states when you wonder? What are you saying? What are you saying? Or do you mean the dominant ones, the ones that bash your bashhood? That's what you really wanted to say. But you call it your higher. What is it? The frontal lobe of some neocortex of the neopreme neo. It's the neo. It's the new brain. Yay! The highest, the highest brain. Yay! I have it all. Wow. No, you have sight. What do you see? Because it's the flesh that just, you guessed it, dust to dust. Yet, what is it that you are in? What is it that you call life? What is the life? What is love? What is it that you think you want? What is it that you think you see? What is going on, right? No, you have it all figured out. It's all about the smashing of light and this and that and the split mind, but somehow there's 40 part when you creative. Wow, who knew? Why not 1,000 or 1,000,000? Ooh, just 40. Wow, what's going on? Amazing. 40 is a number. Yay. And so now it's all about just finding ways to refine that creativity. Just go ahead and wonder and just yes.
Mind wandering may also promote your brain's ability to restructure the way you look at a problem. Perhaps you'll make connections between two seemingly unrelated things and come up with novel, creative solutions.
Novel. There's nothing new under the sun. Just reiterations of the smash hitting you. It's a smash. It's a smash, okay? And just because you can come out with 1,000,001 ways of how to use this doesn't mean you know anything about truth, the life, or even the way. That there could possibly be a way. No, because there's many ways. There's many ways for this. Clearly, it's a Lego piece. So you use it. It was made to be used with other Legos. Of course, then you can use it for whatever the heck you want. Yes, because I'm so creative. Yay! Wow, who knew that you're using that for your image to whatever you want and you're bashing. So this is a perfect example of how you're just bashed. Because who knew that you are, in this case, let's just say you are the block and you were created for a specific purpose. Yet you're using it for whatever you want. Yay! You're just so creative. Yay! It's so amazing that I could just wander and sit and get hemorrhoids and blast off into the abyss and just see whatever I want and see the fat Buddha and how he swells and swells and swells. Oh, he's so jolly. Yes! Bashed. Right? Because who knew that the whole sufferings is because you see things and you say it could be anything. Or just connect the dots between two unrelated things. No. Do you see the truth? The truth doesn't care how you can use it to be creative and this and that and what. Do you see the truth? Yes or no? Because the only half truth is the truth that you believe because you're using the life everlasting to just smash and create it in your own function and in your own image for whatever the heck you say is important and the value and the children and all the poverty and all the income and all the equity and equality, smash, 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 all because you're, guess what? Who knew there'd be a behavior, meaning a function, a purpose that is out of its place? You being used for something else. Who knew? Who knew that that was suffering? Who knew that that was the ways of the world that you relentlessly believe and refuse to overcome? You just want to heal and create the life in it that's just amazing. Just healed up, all healed up. You're so you have scars, but you're all healed up and you're so much stronger for it, right? Wow. Wow. Just relentlessly forgotten in the current of the abyss. All the while thinking, yeah, there's so many people around me that love me. All just, they don't see the edge. They don't see the waterfall. They don't see it. They don't see it. All they think is, yay, the light and the colors and all the children. Hold hands. Yay. Teaching children, look, here's a block, but you can do whatever you want with it. Yay. And that's how you see your life. So, yay. Being defiled by a purple dinosaur. What's going on? I mean, this is the Bashwa that is shown everywhere, relentlessly. Everywhere.
Oh, you could melt it and then pour it into a mold and sculpt something else out of it.
Okay, so everyone's mind wanders. Then why aren't we all creative geniuses? Well, our biology may play a part.
Because there's nothing new under the sun, and that's why it's relentlessly important to keep us worshiping in the light. Meaning, it's always promising you something. It's always promising you something that you think you're working towards in the, function of you seeing the change in image that you want to embody, in yourself, or relentlessly loving yourself into believing in such things and just bashing. It's just complete mind control, just cult member, just complete defiled worshiper of the light. Satan is your daddy, and he giveth, do as thou wilt. For you're just dust, and you're just dust and come from a flash of light, and nobody gives a damn. You're just relentlessly looking for life in other marbles and lost your marbles. Okay? What is going on?
2. In one study, families who collectively scored higher on musical aptitude and creativity tests were more likely to have an extra copy of the glucose neutropase gene.
Oh, of course, because it's now to a gene. Now they will be able to say, we'll just blast and create creative children. We just gotta make sure they have this gene and enhance it somehow. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's all just in the spiral of the helix of the abyss. It's in you, and it's telling you to be creative. Yay! And everybody just claps and applauses and gives standing ovations and just says, yes, just keep on experimenting and defiling and just tell us more and more of these things that actually probably don't even give a damn. Because who knew about, epigenetics and the photons? Everybody's just getting bashed. And, oh, the science is proving the new age. Yay! Who gives a damn? The light. Who knew the light would just find any ways and every way to self-preserve in its worship? Who knew? Defiling the love of the Father and the life everlasting that the Father had that's a purpose. He created you in His image. Wow. You're in His image. What are you doing? Do you see His image, or do you see your image? And how you're just smashing out there and crushing it. Crushing what? Yourself? Yes, that's right.
The gene is involved in the release of serotonin, a neurotransmitter that promotes neural connections.
Oh,
The extra copy increases the production of serotonin and the brain's ability.
Exactly. So why not just put a drip line directly to the bloodstream, right? Oh no, that's just, the body does it itself. You can do it naturally. Yay! Naturally? Is this natural? What is this? It's a little Pac-Man. What is this? No, it's not natural in the sense of you don't need to know any of this to know life. You don't need any of this to know life everlasting. Yes, and the relentless love of the Father that giveth. and the earth bringeth forth life. Wow, relentlessly. Wow, no. It has to be these little diagrams and the little pathways of little formulas and this and how you can manipulate them all and do this and that and this and oh wow. And we call that medicine and progress and yes, 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 yes. And I'm so skilled at it and I get paid $1,000,000 for everything. Every day, I'm just so I'm so grateful. So rewarded. Yes, I chose the right path. Wow, bashed. Bash, bash, bash. And generation upon generation, that is how, wow, the children are sold into bashhood. Bashhood. To be defiled because it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. When the child will stop fighting and just surrender. Traumatized. Ritualistic abuse. Okay? All because of the worship of the light. So, yes, everyone's a Satanist. Everyone's a worshiper of the light. Just ritually abusing themselves and others, ritualistically. And how? Well, it's legion. Multiple ways. It doesn't matter at this point. It's all in the open. It's all in the open. It's been there the whole time. But now it's just the self-righteous, the ones that pat on themselves, just trying to relentlessly fight somehow the swarm that is relentlessly has their hand up them because they're just puppets. They're being used. The useful idiots that believe in themselves and somehow think that they're standing in truth believe in themselves. No. Every belief of man is wrong. There's only one purpose. There is no abyss in the sense of somewhere you can blast to and explore the space, the abyss. What are you talking about? You've been deceived. Deceived like this. And who knew that you could create little machines and put light into them and they do magical things? Who knew? Somehow you call that healing, which you're okay with doing because you feel that you must heal the trauma and the pain of your past to be able to move forward and attract all positivity and love and happiness into your life. Yes, you can do it, but you must relentlessly believe and do whatever it takes and be self-confident, resilient, and say affirmation upon affirmation and just ritualize the behavior until you bash your brain. Yes, yes, because that's really what it means. It means just bash your brain and to just numbing and just loving yourself, just basically becoming a narcissist even though you think you're not. And you say, no, it's about the children and it's about the future. But no, then you go and slay the child that you conceived, all because you're not ready. Or because, it's just, it'd be selfish bringing something into the world. It's just the way things are. Wow, what bash. Yet you relentlessly speak out and cry victimhood every day. For what? So that you can somehow reward something. So you're relentlessly trying to reward yourself and, supposedly give others rewards, but yet you deny the life that you have and saying, I wouldn't want to bring what? So your life is what? Your life is what then? And who are you, the judge, to say, I get to choose when and how life is brought forth? Is that how you were brought forth? Is that what happened to you? No, you happened because, guess what? Your mother at least had you. Yet you're just crying. You're bashing. Crying and crying. I didn't ask to be born. Ah! What is this? You reject the world. You say, I didn't ask to be defiled. Wow, who knew? But then you actually reject life. When you're actually rejecting the ways of the world, but you're just so bashed into loving them. The counterfeit is so good because you believe in it, because it actually uses the life you have to deceive you into actually creating one that you already have. What are you doing? Know thyself, know your place, know the love of the Father, know the truth, stand in his refuge, and walk the way, enjoy the life, live the life, and overcome. He who overcomes shall inherit all things, not just flesh and some genes. What are genes? Some helix of the abyss, the spiral of the abyss. Yay!
ability to reuse it. Researchers have also found that personality traits such as risk-taking and openness to experience contribute to creativity.
Oh, so they're saying just go out and bash. Doesn't matter. Just go out and YOLO. Because it's all because you're so creative. It encourages creativity. Who knew that exposing yourself to the abyss would just reward you in defiling you? What is going on? And who gives a damn? Fine. You can draw and you can paint and you can create and you can build. Wow, amazing. Yes. Yet, why is that called creativity? It couldn't be just something that you're doing because of some reward that you're getting, right? So what reward is it from creativity that we get? Wait, no, you're not talking about that. What's the reward? It's the self-value, confidence, this, that, crushing it out there, getting it sold, getting it seen, bringing forth new ideas in the sense of how to further bash and all this stuff. Whatever. What is she saying? Because it's creativity, maybe it's just that desire rockets from the standing truth that is undefeated, just relentlessly denied and rejected, okay?
As an individual ability, but creativity can also be trained, honed, or taught. In separate studies, professional...
All right, so it's nothing special. Creativity isn't something special. It can be trained, taught, or just, somehow passed, whatever. So what is she saying? Could she possibly be saying that, yes? I mean, you look at a child, and a child knows. A child knows. It sees. And yes, the parents are ultimately there to guide it in its development, and its growth, but not in their ways, but with the love of the Father. How do they live it? Because a child will see through their hypocrisy, inevitably. So could it be that then a child then has to create, just out of the trauma, has to create a fantasy, something that the child can then engage with, that then somehow it's just, yay, it's all good. But before the child, is even in that, exposed to that, maybe before it can speak or anything, of course it's living. It's just engaging with everything that's around it. Does that mean creativity? No, it means maybe just living, walking, just living. Why do you have to call it something? Oh, he's being so explorer. He's a little explorer. Oh, look at him. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, look at look at his eye. Oh, what? Never seen a child before? Who knew that they were amazing? Who knew that they were the lifeline of generations to the love of the Father? Who knew? But we relentlessly defile them. And calling them creative. They're just so creative. Yay!
Dancers, artists, and musicians were all compared against novices in their fields. During active or mental improvisational sessions, where participants were asked to compose a 5-note tune, mentally compose a drawing, or mentally perform a dance, those who were professionally creative actually thought about the task differently, engaging different areas of their brain than the novices. And then there's...
Oh. Who knew? Who knew that if you bash, light into your brain, it's based on ritual. So the novices haven't done the behavior relentlessly like the others. So maybe that they would be bashing light somewhere else in their brain. So what's your point? Other parts of the brain with the novice, another part. What is going on? Bash, wordsmith, spin doctors, doesn't matter. Just smash.
There's a point where nature and nurture meet, which kind of happens all the time. In the genetics...
It kind of happens all the time, yeah. And we're so awesome because we can write books about it. Oh, yeah.
of creativity, Barbo, Tan, and Grigorenko write, it is important to see creativity not only as an individual ability, but but also as a cultural and time-specific phenomenon that is biologically grounded and has a social purpose.
Oh, a social purpose. So they're saying that creativity is like this conglomerate thing. It's alive and it's all for social purpose. Wow. Is it like dark energy or dark matter or all these names? What is this? It's just the swarm. The swarm. Creativity not only as an individual ability, quote unquote, but also as a cultural and time specific phenomenon that is biologically grounded, right? They had to link it with biology. They just couldn't wait. Because of course we have to believe that that we were creative in evolution, because the Bash ape wasn't, or it's just a progression of some sort of tapering of creativity, or the augmenting, a rising. It's a graph of it's a upscale graph of creativity. It's always been that way, yeah. But somehow everything's just fine tuned to perfection, so that you can even be able to read a book and not even be there being a glitch in any of it, in the sense of you're able to finish a sentence. Wow, who knew? Who knew? Whether you see the truth or not, that's different. But of course, who knew? It's relentlessly giving. What is? And you call it Gaia. You call it Gaia, and just to find just the intelligence, the intelligence of creation, just the intelligence of creation, of evolution, the intelligence of evolution. Wow, yes. Wow. What intelligence? What are you talking about?
They suggest that cultural factors, like the reception of creative works, influences our biological factors.
So, are you saying that the Big Bang was creative? It was creativity? Where did that wonder come from? What is she saying? Okay, because if creativity somehow is social, some sort of conglomerate, living thing, what is she talking about? Does it just apply to people, or your idea of what creativity is? Or is it somehow associated to your belief in the light, in the worship of light? That yes, it show it, but then you have to engage with it, and it will just shapeshift and show you other things. And yeah, you can use the light to just reward yourself relentlessly. And do as thou wilt. Yay!
Like how willing we are to take risks, and the two have a dynamic relationship. Still, while some people may have small biological advantages to be more creative, anyone can be creative.
Small biological inclination. You mean none, right? There's no come on. Correlation upon correlation of correlations of correlations. You could link anything to anything, perhaps, in the Bash mind. But it's either you see the truth and have that be the beacon of what you see, the image you see, or do you use and see your truth and then use that to create the image that you navigate through and call it life? Wow. And then how creative? What's the point of creativity, if not to endure the flesh, overcome, and that anything that you may call creativity is essentially man's wisdom, man's creativity. Wow, Bosh. Who knew that man's creativity is only retro engineering the life everlasting and calling it progress in the future? Wow, how sad. But somehow creativity, no, it's just a smash of light and it's everywhere and it could be anything. Yay, creativity, do as I will. But remember, just be a law abiding worshiper of light. I'll just remember that, and love those who love you, and don't love those who don't love you. It's just simple, so simple, right? Wow, dishing love left and right. Yeah, void of love. You worship the false love, and that's the false love that defileth you.
You just need to nurture your creativity. practice your craft, try approaching problems in
Practice your craft because you're all witches. Yay!
unique ways, and let your mind wander.
Exactly. Just wander into the abyss. Just go there relentlessly day in, day out and get defiled. Just wander. Just go out there and wander. But then watch out because you're going to get called to action by those who just believe in action. Relentless action. Relentless action! About, oh, just create something better. That actually helps people and gets people off the streets. And oh, there's so much suffering. No, there's so much suffering. We must act now. No, 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 no. Let's just blast everything, right? Yeah, let's blast, 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 blast. What are you saying? No creativity rockets, no desire rockets will get you out of the ditch that you're relentlessly stumbling over and over and over again. It might feel good, but that's why you say, oh, it's the thrill seekers, those who are willing to risk, that have maybe more creativity. What are you saying? Bashed. Bashed. There's nothing in life you need to create. What do you see? Do you see the truth? Or some bash image of some creativity that it just feels nicer and you just, oh, it's so amazing. I want to follow that and call that my life. Yay! Sucker punched and just defiled, kicked in the face, thrown down the stairs and aborted relentlessly, done over and over again, all in the name for what? Creativity that will push you and pave the way to the future for the child that doesn't want to and just relentlessly crying out, Mom, Dad, what are you doing? And all while the parents are like, oh, honey, sweetie, we love you so much. Oh, well. False love, false love. All relentlessly seeking approval and just, acknowledgement and love from the world. The parents, wow, just sick. They have nothing to offer the child other than bashhood and the false love that they just relentlessly believe in because they must. Because that's what they're just believe in yourself, honey. Just believe in yourself because I certainly don't. Because I love myself so much. I have no love to give you. I have no truth. They won't say that, but that's the anxiety that they deal with relentlessly day in, day out. Trying to do their best always. Bash, isn't that what every parent will say? Just so that they can justify anything that they ever lived. Oh, I was just doing my best. Best of what? According to who? And what truth? Based on your truth? Or their truth? Or their truth? Because it's just smashed. There's so many truths. Oh, there's so many types of love. Oh, who knew? And just so many paths. Oh, wow, just smashed. Confused. Defiled. No bearing on the life. No notion of what truth is, the one truth and the one purpose. No. Always seeking their purpose and being creative of how to fulfill them, how to make coin, and how to come across in whichever image you want to portray yourself in. Yay! And you must be recognized and seen for what you say you think you are. Yay! Wow. What bash. What bash.
So, what could you do with this brick?
I love that neither of us have said anything that has to do with actually building with Legos.
Exactly. All because you're wanting to be so creative and not see the truth. Because you're just so creative. Wow. I'm just so bashed. Because I'm this person today and just one of a million others tomorrow and this and that and this and this and I can recreate myself whenever. Yay! As long as I believe it, and I believe in whatever I think is true, because it's my truth, and I will just have my opinions, and I respect others for it. Yay! Wow, I'm so defiled. Yay!
Maybe you could connect it to another Lego brick and make something that way.
Well, you didn't say we had many bricks. You just said we had a brick. I know. Minimalist.
Oh, now they're justifying. Well, obviously I didn't say anything with Legos because I didn't understand the question. Wow. Just victimhood, even still to the 33rd degree of all this sacred geometry he believes in, and all this bash. What is going on? What is going on? Just smashed.
Lego sculptures, just one brick.
Braincraft. Witchcraft. Crafty craft. Thursday craft night. Yay!